Now, you are going to learn something that will permanently change how you think about success. Not in theory, in practice, starting tomorrow. Stay with me for the next 10 minutes, because what you are about to hear is the most precise summary of Atomic Habits by James Clear, the book that has quietly transformed the lives of over 15 million people worldwide. This is PRÉCIS. Let's begin. The first thing most people get wrong is this. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Every year, millions of people set the same goals. Lose weight, save money, read more, work harder. And every year, most of them fail. Not because the goals were wrong, but because goals alone change nothing. Think about it this way. Two athletes stand at the starting line of a race. Both want to win. The goal is identical. Only one has trained every single day for the past year. The goal never separated them. The system did. James Clear argues that a goal is simply a desired outcome. A system is the process that leads to it. You do not get your goals, you get your systems. If your system is broken, your goal is irrelevant. If your system is solid, the goal becomes almost inevitable. The precise question is never, what do you want to achieve? It is always, what are you willing to do every single day? Before we go further, if this kind of thinking is valuable to you, subscribe to PRÉCIS right now and hit the notification bell. Every week, we decode one great book into its most powerful ideas. You do not want to miss what is coming next. But there is something even more fundamental. Every action you take is a vote for the person you are becoming. Most people try to change their habits by focusing on the outcome. I want to be fit. I want to be wealthy. I want to be productive. And they fail because the identity never changes. The behavior shifts for a week, then the old identity pulls them back. Clear introduces a different approach entirely. Instead of starting with what you want, start with who you want to become. Instead of saying, I want to run a marathon, say, I am a runner. Instead of saying, I want to save money, say, I am someone who is financially responsible. Every time you act in alignment with that identity, you cast a vote for that person. Every time you open a book, you vote for being a reader. Every time you cook at home instead of eating out, you vote for being someone who manages money well. No single vote decides an election, but enough votes always do. The habit is not the goal. The habit is the proof of who you are becoming. Here is where it gets more precise. The most powerful force in behavior change is not motivation. It is your environment. Willpower is unreliable. Motivation fades. But your environment operates on you constantly, silently, without asking for your permission. If there is a bowl of fruit on your counter, you will eat more fruit. If your phone is on your desk while you work, you will check it more often. If your running shoes are by the door, you are significantly more likely to run. None of these require a decision. They require design. Clear calls this making the cue obvious. You do not need more discipline. You need fewer friction points between yourself and the behavior you want, and more friction between yourself and the behavior you do not. The environment is not a passive backdrop to your life. It is an active force shaping every choice you make. The most precise thing you can do today is look at your environment and ask, what is this space making easier? And what is it making harder? Now consider this. Small habits seem meaningless until they cross a critical threshold. Imagine an ice cube sitting on a table. The room is at 25 degrees below zero. You begin raising the temperature slowly. Nothing happens. The ice sits there completely unchanged. Then the temperature reaches 0, and everything changes at once. This is what Clear calls the plateau of latent potential. The work you do before results appear is never wasted. It is stored. It is building beneath the surface. But because nothing visible is happening, most people stop too early. They conclude that the habit is not working. They abandon the system just before the breakthrough arrives. A 1% improvement every single day compounds to 37 times better over the course of 1 year. Not 2 times, not 5 times, 37 times. The results always come later than the work. The people who succeed are simply the ones who did not stop before they crossed the threshold. And finally, the most overlooked truth of all: never miss twice. Perfection is not the goal of a good system. Resilience is. Everyone misses a day. Everyone breaks a streak. The difference between those who build lasting habits and those who do not is not whether they miss. It is what they do immediately after. Missing once is an accident. Missing twice is the beginning of a new habit. Clear is precise about this. One bad day does not destroy progress. The behavior that follows the bad day does. The moment you tell yourself that you already broke the streak, so it does not matter, you have begun building the habit of quitting. And that habit is far more dangerous than any single missed day. Show up imperfectly. Do 2 minutes instead of 30. Do 1 page instead of 10. Do something. Because the most important thing a habit can do is simply survive the hard days. Atomic Habits is not a book about changing everything at once. It is a book about changing one small thing, then another, until one day you look back and realize the person you have become is almost unrecognizable to the person you were. The system was always more important than the goal. The identity was always more important than the outcome. And the small, invisible, seemingly meaningless actions you take every single day are always more powerful than any single dramatic decision. The precise truth is this: you already have habits. The only question is whether they are working for you or against you. Which of these 5 ideas will change something for you starting tomorrow? Tell me in the comments below. I read every single one. If this précis gave you value, subscribe to this channel right now and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new decode. Every week, 1 great book, 5 precise ideas. That is the promise of PRÉCIS. Next week, we decode The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel and what it reveals about the hidden ways you think, feel, and make decisions about wealth. You will not want to miss it. Until then, stay precise.